Hello, everyone. We're back, and we got our next run ready. Let me introduce our next runner, Final Flame, and their commentator, Mendez. Say hello, you guys.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Tell us a bit about the run.
Oh boy, this is a game. It's a good time. A lot of people might not be a fan of the game, but you know what? I am. I genuinely enjoy this, and I hope everyone else is going to enjoy it as well. I think beyond that, we'll kind of let the game speak for itself.
Got it. And there's no relation to like The Legend of Zelda from Nintendo, right?
Technically, there is. This is, in fact, an officially licensed Nintendo game. They might not want to admit it, but this is canon. This is Zelda. You won't see it in the timeline.
For anyone's not aware, there were, I believe, 3 Zelda games for the Philips CDI, and they all have a bit of a reputation, as we will see.
They do.
Okay, because I love Nintendo, but I'm not familiar with the Zelda's Adventure, the title, and I just had to ask and throw that out there.
Oh, well, we hope you're very familiar with it by the end of this run. All right, let's go ahead and get this sort of started here. Got a little bit of an intro I'll let play. Familiarize people with the plot of the game and the incredible graphics. And while we're waiting, Mendez, I gotta ask, what item am I gonna forget this time?
Ooh. There's so many to choose from. I will try and keep you on track in terms of not forgetting items.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I have a bad reputation for unfortunately forgetting some items here and there. Yeah, let's hear what our friend Gasper here has to say. Okay, music.
There will be no more viewing tonight.
So the restreamer knows. Timer will be after I select our save files. We got a minute or so till I get there.
The scroll of Shemak, bearer of sad news.
Can I just say that my jaw is on the floor right now? Are you sure this is Zelda?
And so it was.
This is in fact Zelda. Look, Ganon is the antagonist. He's captured Link. And we will see Link in this game.
And of course, it's set in the world of Tolamak.
Yeah, definitely no relation to anything else you might have ever heard of.
Huh?
And so I found this
That's Zelda.
Strength and courage. It is you, Princess Zelda. With this magic pendant, go forth, and with each sign you gather, so too will you gain knowledge. Find your magic wand, use it wisely, and listen to your allies along the way. Go now, my princess, restore the celestial signs and rescue Link.
And that basically sums up the actual plot of this game.
Yeah, and we are not having any technical issues. That is the actual frame rate of that cutscene.
Alright, so what's wrong with this screen?
I don't know, I think that's pretty much the marathon name, right?
Yeah, we're doing all the glitches, is that correct?
I don't know if there are any glitches in this game, right? I think we're good on that front.
That's fair. So you know what? I should probably change that. So we'll delete the all. Deleting glitches allowed, apparently. And empty glitches are allowed. Let's create a new file. We'll name it no for no glitches allowed.
There we
Someone
go.
just died.
Order is restored.
Yeah, someone died as soon as I created the file. Don't ask.
Why that sound effects there plays there, we do not know. But now order is restored to the universe, and we can begin.
Indeed. All right. With that, we will get this started in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Starting off, we need to go get a weapon. I'm sure if you've played Zelda games, that is not a surprise. We're gonna go one screen over here and get our wand. That is our primary weapon throughout the game. And next thing, I'm not going to forget the empty jug. Definitely didn't do that in a recent run. Alright, so the wand here, just a basic attack. Nothing really special to say about it at this time. You are going to see me collecting rubies throughout the run, especially early on. I need some amount before I enter the first shrine. I think it was 50. It's in my notes, but that would require me looking at the notes and scrolling them.
Question.
Sure.
Why are the rupees round?
They're not fully round. It's just not great graphics.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, I kind of, part of the challenge of this run, especially for me, is you want to manage killing enemies / collecting rubies with just skipping them and getting back time. So we need to balance that throughout the run. Rubies are going to be used for both purchasing items as well as basically ammunition for some of the later weapons, as you will see.
Yeah, and that is not an accent or anything. It is rubies, not rupees.
Correct. You will hear various voice acting on a lot of the screens. I apologize, we're not going to stop during all of them. During the cutscenes at the end of each shrine, I was far enough away, game, excuse you. During the cutscenes at the end... Yeah, during cutscenes at the end of each shrine, I will be allowing those to play. Carry on, Kai.
Yeah, and that's another wonderful thing about this game. Very little in the way of invincibility frames. So if you are standing an enemy or an enemy comes close to you, it will just drain your health. It will just absolutely drain your health. It's a very, very difficult game, especially in terms of the speedrun, where we're not going to get all the health or anything like that. So there will be a lot of very, very sketchy moments in this run.
And theoretically, I could have just skipped those enemies, but as mentioned, I am trying to get some rubies before the first shrine. The more rubies I get, I will lose time in getting them and killing the enemies. However, I will gain some of that time back later on in the run, just in being able to use more powerful weapons. So it's just a matter of having a delicate balancing act. I do need a couple more here. Yellow are worth 20, blue are worth 5. I believe that's correct, or yellow are worth 10 might actually be the correct amount. Yellow are worth more. We'll just stick with that.
Yeah, I think it was 10, just looking at that when you picked it up.
Yeah, I was thinking 20, and then I saw that, I'm like, wait, no, I don't think that's right.
Yeah, there's also hitboxes, as with most, like, shall we say, slightly janky games, the hitboxes are extremely dodgy.
Alright, yeah, we're just going in with 60. That's fine. At the end of the shrine, we actually will get a large amount. Yeah, we're good for now. On to our first shrine, Shrine of Earth or Shrine of Rock. It's actually referred to as both. If you hear me stop talking like that, I'm simply letting some of the voice acting play here and there. We're going to use this ladder we had just gotten outside the shrine. That allows us to cross that gap, otherwise you would be locked out of the shrine. Yeah, please. A lot of these enemies... Go ahead.
I was going to say, we can also see another wonderful quirk of this game, in that the level design is very foreground heavy, so a lot of the time you are fighting enemies behind terrain so you can't even see them.
Yeah.
Which makes things very difficult.
A lot of these enemies are actually from other Zelda games. You have Keese right here. We have Tektites. Keese are, I kid you not, the worst enemy in this game. Simply because of their hitbox and their pathing, it's rough, and they will easily kill you if you're unprepared. So that's why I'm intentionally taking this a little safe.
Yeah. Can we also talk about how much Zelda's wand looks like a Keyblade?
Sure. But first,
Oh, what do we have here? A human person's coming close. Why, what a great event.
alright, I'm going to get the jade ring here. We're going to make use of that right away. As we use it, watch the ruby counter. It will be dropping on every use. That's why we wanted some coming in here.
Hey he, who thee be, you're no friend to us down here. I failed.
That's required to kill
failed.
those enemies.
Yep.
I love the voice acting in this game, and sometimes I just forget it's going to be there. This is a game of all time. I like it, genuinely. And we have another one of those enemies coming up. I believe this one takes 2 hits.
I thought I was alone here. Lord, an enemy is
There
in
we
your
go.
way.
Gotta switch back to the wand. You switch your enemies, your weapons here in the main menu. You see the top row is treasures, bottom row items. We will utilize both of them. But I don't want to keep that ring equipped because I will be killing enemies coming up, and I don't want to use those rubies. The last 2 enemies I killed are required to unlock access to the final boss of this shrine. You'll probably hear me call it a dungeon at some point, just out of bad habit, but it is a shrine. As I punch the microphone, my bad. Get that keys out of the way. One thing, well actually first we have our next treasure right here. We have the red boot. This will allow us access to basically the rest of the world. It's not something we'll ever have to equip. There is a river we will need to cross. This is the dark room. There is a lamp you can buy somewhere, but you really don't need it in a speedrun. You might not even need it in a casual playthrough.
I said this is my cave, mine. This is the shrine of rock, and I am Lord. Go away. Take nothing. It's all mine.
That's Lort. That will be the first boss.
Yeah,
So
well,
one thing I want to note, if you die in the overworld, you will always appear on that main screen that we started on. If you die in a shrine, you will always appear at the start of the shrine, with the exception of dying against the boss. If you die on a boss, you will appear on the last screen before a boss. And now we have the boss, speaking of. There's going to be some RNG here, so hopefully I don't die, but it's not a major time loss if I do. I want to get 3 hits up here. I wanted to not get hit. Ow.
Ooh.
This is not going great. I think I need just one more. Okay, cool.
There we go.
We didn't die!
Perfect.
Alright, a couple things happened that I want to try and mention real quick. We got a lot of rubies from that boss only. We gained a heart container. We also gained attack and defense. That kind of powered up the wand. I'm gonna shut up now so you can hear this.
Congratulations, Zelda. You have prevailed. Hurry now. You must travel to a place of festival. Rumor tells it is found near the great forest to the north. And remember, all is not what it seems.
Well, that's not what it seems. Unfortunately, those cutscenes are very quiet, so I hope you're able to hear them, and if not, you can always watch it back and hear them, because they are pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I did just mention what happens if you die in this game, and we're actually going to demonstrate that intentionally right here. Twice, as a matter of fact. So I want you to pay attention. I have 4 hearts of health. It is going to take me 10 hits to die. I want you to think about that, do the math. Because health is stored not in terms of hearts, quarter heart, half heart, full heart. It's stored as a value, and I believe each heart container is worth 10 or 20 value. I forget the exact amount. And those enemies do like 4 value of damage. It's
I am Shermac, your guide.
a thing. Hi Shermac,
Yeah,
bye
it's-
Shermac.
It just makes the health system just really unintuitive.
Yeah, it's quirky. I am going to take some hits here intentionally, because I am going to take another intentional death, and I'm not going to forget a very important item that I've never forgotten before.
I'm watching for it.
Alright, so first I grabbed this empty jug earlier. We're going to use that here. That gives us the full jug. We're going to take another intentional death. That warps us back to the start, and then we're going to trade this full jug for an item that we're not going to use for 40 plus minutes from now. It's a while. We are going to get the Vial of Wind. That's going to be required to allow us to access the Shrine of Water, or Shrine number 5. I've never forgotten it in my life. There's no video proof of it happening multiple times, especially. And these enemies, please just get out of my way. Alright, so right here. Go ahead and grab this full jug of water. Use it. Get blessed. And there we go. We now have that Vial of Wind, and we can forget about it for a while. But, you know, we don't want to forget more items. I don't want to die already. That's really bad.
Yeah.
I should
We
have
are
just
going to
skipped
go on
those enemies.
quite a long overworld trek here, so might need a little bit of health.
Yeah. But first,
Welcome to the Moblin's Head Inn, my
we're just gonna hit this guy for a bit.
Dry. Have a cup of Andor cider on the house.
Why spend a whole lifetime being defeated like me? Get it over with. Quit. Go home. Give up. You're patient. I can see you're not one to surrender. All right, take this dagger from me. It may do you more service than it ever did me.
Okay, that's a dagger. That's going to be useful very quickly. We could have also gotten the calm spell from in there. I don't remember what it does. It's not part of the speed run. Nor is entering this building for a second time.
Welcome to
I mean, no, that was definitely RNG manipulation. Manipulating health to drop. This is the river we were able to cross courtesy of that red boot, which allows us access to basically the rest of the world. I'm going to try to farm some health. Alternatively, if I die, I'd rather it be early on. Because as Mendez said, we do have a lot of overworld traversal to go here. We have a number of items we're going to get. Some required, some not. But some will be for marathon safety. I am going to attempt to farm some health. I'm not as worried about rubies right now. Yes, they'll be nice, but they're not as required. Because we already have over 300, courtesy of that first boss. Basically, we stole the boss's money. I don't know why, but hey, why not? Lord doesn't need it anymore. Okay, we did get some more health. That's good. But yeah, as I do a little bit of overworld traversal, if the host has anything they'd like to see, now would probably be a good time.
Hello there, miss. Watch how you go out in the meadows.
Are
Great
there any
voice
other
acting.
categories for this game? Oop,
There
excuse
are,
me.
so I am running words. Running words. I am running a category called All Shrines. There are 7 shrines in this game. I'm going to be completing all of them. There's also any percent. And it was discovered about 6 years ago. You can actually skip a shrine. Technically, you can skip completing 2 shrines. But you can skip a shrine using some unintended movement that I've never actually done. I'm not going to be showing off. Yeah, it sounds like that would be a lot quicker. It's actually not that much different in terms of time. Got to do a little bit of shopping here while I talk. The reason it's not that different is because I briefly touched on this at the end of the last shrine, but when you complete a shrine, you gain more health. As I grab the ruby in order to spend it and grab this bone, you gain more health, more damage like that you're dealing, as well as some defense. I need to equip that bone I just got. So enemies will take longer to kill. And it's easier for you to die. Alright, a couple things that have now happened in the time I was talking about that. We purchased a bone. We traded that bone to the dog to get an axe. And we just purchased the Sapphire Ring. The Sapphire Ring, in particular, is a very powerful weapon. I did not want to transition down. A very powerful weapon we will make use of, but you need to be careful, because yes, it is very powerful, but at a high cost. It will cost 26 rubies per use. So you really need to be careful not to deplete your rubies too much, because you will need some later on. But at the same time, you know, if you can use it correctly, it can be well worth it. Okay, you're at full health. Not bad. So coming up, I am going to take a little bit of a detour. If I was doing world record attempts, this detour is absolutely 100% not worth it. But for marathon safety, it's kind of worth it. I'm going to get two things. I'm going to get a heart container on the way back because my health is looking pretty good. And then I'm also apparently going to get hit. My health is still good. I'm also going to get an item called the noise spell. And this is something in back of people's minds I might be kind of familiar with. If you've played through the Zelda series for a long time, you might be familiar with an enemy called the Pole's Voice. And I'm not 100% familiar with this, but I believe in Zelda 1 on the Famicom version, you're actually able to use a microphone to defeat them. Well, we don't have a microphone for the CDI, but I want that ruby and that heart container, or heart piece. But instead we will get a spell that does the same thing here, and we're going to utilize it to kill Pole's Voice. Now, you can technically kill them without it, but it's going to take a lot longer, and...
You look tired, my lady. I have something you may be able to use. It creates a noise. Use it when you must.
Wanted to hear that. And if you die in the next shrine, that enemy will respawn, and you'd have to kill it all over again. It's really not a good thing to have happen in a marathon run. And I'll explain more of it when we get to it.
Yeah, something like without the noise play, something like 2 minutes of like constant wand hits, right?
Yes, that does sound correct. And yet, that sounds like it's really slow. It is technically faster because of all these screen transitions. I always get hit by that. I am going to go slightly out of my way right now, grab a heart container. That is not required, but the reality is, you see my health is already low. We're coming up on a dangerous shrine. Honestly, from here until the 5th shrine, it's pretty dangerous. By the way, walking those heart containers, horrendous. It's a nightmare. But I do want that extra health. I don't want to die in the next shrine, or really ever in the game, in any shrine. So that is simply some safety. A couple more screens and we will be done with the overworld traversal. I do have a kind of dangerous screen here on the next screen.
Good morning, lady. A noble person such
Good morning. Yep, I'm a noble person. Right here, I am going to just damage boost through these. They do a decent amount of damage. However, don't ask what's up with the audio. Just let your left ear enjoy it. Actually, because of the setup, I think you're hearing it on both ears. Mendez and I have it just the left ear special. So yeah, there was a fairy fountain there to refill our health. We'll visit a couple of them throughout the run. They're not required. That one in particular, we're just walking by, so why not utilize it? But here is our next shrine, finally. Shrine of Illusion. Let the fun begin.
And we just get the very loud, the very loud sounds in our left ear. That's great.
Yeah, this is a game of all time. Alright, first things first. Kill these skeletons, because they're going to open 2 doors. Nice health. I will gladly take the rubies as well. Alright, gotta pick up an item in the next room. We have to kill this enemy, and we're going to capture or collect our first key. There are 2 keys total in this shrine. There are 2 keys total in this game. I don't fully know why they did that. If you look on the menu screen, we have 0, 1 keys right now. Which is interesting, because you can never have more than 1 key at a time, simply because of how things are. Alright, I don't want to pick up the map.
Keys are a staple of Zelda games. They have to implement keys in some way.
True.
Even if it's just a really half-hearted way.
So here's the Pole's Voice. This is the noise spell. It died in 4 hits, much quicker than wailing on it with a wand. I want to touch on the fact I left the map in the last room. I don't want to collect maps in this game, because they will take up inventory space. And as you can see, when I need to select items on the menu, I don't want to scroll through extra items. Okay, we have some wizards here. We're going to utilize that dagger we got not that long ago. Take a hit here, that's fine.
And while we don't want the map, what we will get in this room is the compass, which is useful. The compass lets you like teleport, fast travel to the entrance of a dungeon. which we will use later on in the run.
Correct. That's not the item I wanted. There we go. Yeah, we're going to get the compass for shrines 2 and 3, and as Mendez said, that it will be for traveling purposes. It's kind of useful, to be honest. Alright, first instance of an icy floor. I want to be careful. If I were to fall off here, or get knocked off, as I hold my breath,
Ooh,
I would
nice.
void out and be at the start of the shrine. I don't want to do that. I do have to kill these enemies. Pretty easy to kill, because I do have an item that I need to get out of this room. Good rubies, I appreciate those. That is a black orb that will be used a couple rooms from now to unlock the door. We're alive. Okay.
We're alive.
That's the important part, yeah. Took some hits, but we're alive.
Yep. And we've got the black orb.
Yeah, I really don't want to go back to the start of this shrine. I don't think I need to kill these, but I would like some health. Alternatively, I'll take the rubies.
They very much say no.
This is when, like, I really should get better at just skipping these enemies, but I just want the health.
Yeah. And this is the room where we're going to use the black orb.
Assuming I can find it on the screen, on the menu. Alright, have some moblins here. These we will kill to get an item. That is the new knife. We're going to pick it up. We're going to equip it from the treasure slot. Use it to unlock that curtain. And unequip it, and we are done using that knife. Only purpose of that.
Efficiency. Use it exactly where you get it.
Still no health. Okay.
Look to your heart, look to your dreams. You'll find that nothing is what it seems.
Good old Pasquinade. All the bosses seem to visit you in the shrines. Well, most of them will visit you before you fight them. Don't fully know why that is. We certainly will never get any help from them. Not at all. Okay. Health is good. I have one more skeleton room, and then we have 2 dangerous rooms back to back. And you're going to see the power of the sapphire ring there. And why I've been collecting so many extra rubies when I can. Please. There we go.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to equip this. And this is very nice, even if it is very expensive. We're going to have these brain crabs in this room. Yeah. And there we go. Kill them. Got my rooms mixed up for a moment. That's why I tried to walk through the door. And then hopefully I could just dodge them in here. Very nice. Okay, that went excellent.
Yeah.
So the sapphire ring there shot 3 projectiles in a pattern. And you notice when it hits the enemy, it will knock them back and continue going through them, which is really cool. So you can get multiple hits per cast, which is why you saw me go to a certain point in the room. I'm gonna focus for a moment on Pasquinade here. Next boss.
Welcome, my lovely. Come, sit and rest. But first, let me give you one small test.
Oh, okay.
There we go, that went well.
Yeah, I did take some intentional damage there because I knew I could get away with it. But
Yep,
here's
and
our
that's trying to complete.
yeah, here's our next celestial sign and cutscene.
Sweet victory, but your journey has barely begun, my child. Beware of dangerous waters that await you, and watch for the mists high in the mountains.
Alright, so the shrines for the next few will continue to get more difficult. First one's pretty simple, second has some difficulty, 3, 4, and 5 are all pretty dangerous, and then after that it actually gets simpler. So going to have one item we get here in the overworld real quick. I'm going to take one hand off my controller because I don't want to actually fight anything. There's just no need to. because we're actually going to be passing that fairy fountain again on our way out of here. But first we're going to grab a weapon that we're going to use later on in the 6th shrine, the broadsword. And that'll be right here on the next screen, courtesy of this NPC.
Hail, Princess Zelda, friend of Shermac. I am Sir Basil of Tolemac, and Shermac has sent me to assist you.
You seem tired now, Zelda. Leave off the contest and come.
I'm not that tired, thank you.
I love the way he's just like walking around randomly while just like saying that.
Yeah, it's interesting. So as mentioned, gonna go to this fairy fountain. And then we actually have another item we need to collect on our way to the 3rd shrine. And that is the feather. And we're going to get it courtesy of an NPC we have already seen. First, we have one more trip through this dangerous screen. I'm just gonna go. Sometimes that is the right thing to do. Don't stand and fight. So right here, NPC's going to talk.
Good morning, lady.
We're going to enter the house. We're going to leave the house.
I would like to give you a feather as a sign of my affection.
Is now a good time to read out a donation?
You must have read my mind, because now is a perfect time.
We got $10 from Anonymous. Ooh, so mysterious. And they say, I'm a simple person. You say goth witch? I must vote for it. Thank you so much for the $10 donation towards the charity.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, keep going for like the next minute, 'cause we're kind of doing some backtracking.
Got it. Yeah, so a little reminder to anyone that might be new here, we're raising money for Go Rescue, which is a homeless dog haven in Hampton, Virginia. And a moment, uno momento. And Go Rescue works to provide a haven to homeless dogs, giving them time, care, and love that they need to find not just any home, but the right home. And we also still have a bid war incentive up for Metro Gravity. So if you want to pick what outfit you want the runner to use during that run, whether it be the Goth Witch outfit that I mentioned earlier, the swimsuit, or the winter jacket, now's your time to vote with your donations. Thank you, and back to you, runners.
Alright. Just trying to collect some health. No luck. And I'm getting a lot of rubies, but again, that will be useful later on. I am going to show off something here. So you're intended to do all these shrines in order. There's actually the 4th shrine literally right above me here. And I just want to show this off real quick. I can't enter it. It is blocked by spikes. No, my luck, I'd go up to the spikes and somehow enter it right now and discover a glitch. So, those spikes will disappear after we complete the next shrine, which we're heading to now, the Shrine of Air, also known as another Shrine of Danger. And we're just a couple of screens away from that. I might take an intentional death at the start of Shrine of Air, because it really is that dangerous, and I don't want to go into it with super low health. We'll see. Maybe I'll get some health here. I mean, that's 1 heart. That's better. I would like 1 more. I mean, I'd like 2 more, but... Alright, well...
Yeah, it's probably worth taking an intentional death just to reset the health.
Yeah...
In, sit with me. Warm yourself by the fire.
I should. Oh, here's our trip to the shrine. Hello. Thank you. Because this is very dangerous. Let's be real. I'm way too stubborn.
That's fine.
And apparently way too stuck on the wall. That's unfortunate. So you just want to dodge all these enemies and hope for the best. There's going to be a lot of enemy dodging in the shrine. But not in this room. I actually do have to kill these, because we're going to get a very important item that, if you've spent any amount of time playing the series, you'll be very familiar with. please. There we go. It's the bow. This will be used instantly in the shrine, but not in the next 3 rooms. At this point, fingers crossed. These are dangerous rooms. These projectiles do a lot of damage. They're a bit hard to navigate, and then the 3rd one, we're going to have an enemy that's really just hell-bent on blocking our path, as well as the walls. Oh my gosh.
The walls are very sticky.
No. No. I'm gonna take that death now.
Yeah.
Dangerous shrine.
Just if an enemy just decides to like stay on top of you, there is nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I don't even think if I took an intentional death at the start, it would have helped me there.
No.
Okay, just got hit once there. Since they're sort of in the way, I'll kill them. Oh, I thought 1 dropped health. I guess not. But yeah, these rooms get a little dangerous. I think I went down too early in this next room and got stuck on the wall. Where the wall is, who knows? It's a mystery.
Yeah, honestly, with some of these rooms,
stay up. No, go left. Okay, because this is where we need to go. Okay, another room where we're required. Well, actually, required isn't the correct word. We're going to kill all the enemies because this is the other compass we're going to want. Anything else I kill, it's because it's in the way or because I just want drops. Honestly, like, I'm good on drops. But if you're going to be right there in the way, I'll take them. I needed to not... Yep. I'm going to go back up and reset that screen real quick, because I want to be towards the left. I want to avoid the enemies on the next 2 screens. There's just no need to kill them, and they take a while to kill. Kind of dangerous. Just speedrunner sounds. Don't mind me.
It should be said, I can't remember if you've said it already, but this is a shrine where every single screen has ice physics.
I did not say that. I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah, we're having a time with the ice physics. I would like some health, please.
So ice physics plus a bunch of the rooms are just absolute enemy spam.
Yeah. This is a game, indeed. I am going to kill enemies in this room after I take a couple hits. Those were definitely intentional hits. Not at all a skill issue. That's unfortunate. Okay. Really low health. I'm going to utilize the Sapphire Ring again in this next room against an enemy. And that is one of these. My first hit just always misses. Why, I don't know. Please hit, thank you. Good.
Very nice.
That will unlock our way out. This rug apparently removes ice physics on the boss. Not a big deal, but it's kind of in the way, so I'll grab it. I only found out about this yesterday reading through the Zelda's Adventure Discord. Shoutouts to them, by the way. Alright, killing these for hopefully health. They're pretty simple to kill, usually.
They did not decide to give you any health.
Fingers crossed we might be okay. We're only a couple screens away from the boss.
Yeah.
And we got some health there. Alright, we're going to finally utilize that bow that we got a little bit earlier in the shrine. Interesting looking background here, by the way. That is someone's vacation photo of a mountain, apparently. And I'm going to switch now to the feather. Not required for the next room, but the room after contains the boss, and it will be required there.
Here are some feathered friends for you to play with.
Just get out of my way. Good, some health. I completely missed picking up. Now we have Aviana. This is going to take 9 hits on this boss. Wait, is it 9 or 11?
11.
Thank you. It's 9 and then I move. I'm like, Kai has the notes open. She will know. I think I was supposed
I
to
don't
move
even run the
sooner
game,
than I
but
did.
but I have some good notes. Oh no!
We're
Oh,
good.
there we go.
I'm not too worried about deaths on bosses, simply because I will respawn right outside of the shrine. Next cutscene here. Stay hydrated.
You are a brave princess indeed. Your quest continues to the northwest, to a place of burial where destiny can be challenged. Remember, nothing is written, Zelda. You alone control your fate, no matter how loud the voices of doom may be.
Hope y'all are enjoying this. The overall trek to the next shrine, as you have seen, is very short. Onto the 4th shrine. At least we're done half the difficult ones, in my opinion. Unfortunately, the difficulty goes up from here. First thing I want to do is unequip that feather. Apparently it auto-equips the wand. I swear I've played this before.
I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with the Zelda timeline, but where do you think this would place? If
Officially,
it was canon?
it is not on the timeline per Nintendo, because I think they just don't want to acknowledge it. I've never really put much thought into where it should go. That's a good question. It's a question I will let Mendez answer. I'm sure she has a great answer for this. No pressure.
Well, I wonder, like, because this is set in Ptolemaic, so I don't know if that is a different timeline from the Hyrule timeline. But I feel like this is kind of on the dark timeline, right? We've got Ganon kind of like as this powerful entity that's captured Link.
It
So
should
feels
be
like
on
it's
the dark
kind of-
timeline.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
generally this game existing is the dark timeline.
It's so true. Oh, that's great. Alright. Into the Shrine of Nightmares, as I will call it. Actually, Shrine of Destiny. A lot of difficult enemies. We're going to utilize a lot of our extra rubies here. Actually, I'm just going to walk through the Pole's voice.
I think where they fall on the timeline is it was all a dream.
It was all a dream.
I like it.
I'll buy it.
Okay, I'm going to switch to my axe, not for this room, but for a room 2 rooms away that is one of the worst in this dungeon. You're going to see one of the worst enemies in this game.
I'm scared.
Yet another.
It's something
Zelda
you wouldn't
staple.
think. Yeah, it's something you wouldn't think is that bad until you have to deal with it. It's right there. It's an anti-fairy. And they are horrible in this game. Alright. Fighting these Gyptos, dodging the anti-fairy, because it will... Yeah, that happens, and it will do a large amount of damage.
Unless it gets stuck in the corner, which would be very nice.
Yeah, I appreciate when that happens. Sure, I'll grab that. I don't need... Do I need that? No.
No.
I just got 3. I don't need 4. Alright, I'm good. Since I have a lot of extra rubies, I'm going to utilize that in this room and use the sapphire ring. And you can see just how many hits I'm able to get there because of where they all were in the room. But look out, because they just turned into anti-fairies. At least there was a heart pickup I could grab there. Please. Controller D-pad is, not liking me.
We have a chatter saying, where do the CDI games go on the timeline? On the back page, hoping to be forgotten.
I like that, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll use the axe here. I could go either way. I could go with the wand in this screen. I have 2 of these that I just want out of the way. And then we have 4 screens that are going to be narrow paths full of wizrobes and ice physics. And it's not a good time. So we're going to equip the wrong weapon there. There we go. Want the dagger, not the broadsword. Alright, fingers crossed. Good. We want that top wizrobe there to go immediately down. That way we can kill it. I'm going to grab the heart there. So remember I mentioned there's ice physics. These are narrow paths. If you fall off of them, you're back at the start of the shrine. So we want to be careful not to do that. That's why I'm taking my time in killing these wizrobes that are in the way. Please. Thank you. Okay, that was actually a pretty decent screen. No wizrobes on this next screen. There are still enemies on it. It's not worth the time for me to change my weapon back to the wand. So we just utilize the dagger.
Rubies. We do have a bit of a like minimum ruby guide, so
yeah, those rubies still will disappear very quickly in the next shrine. Okay, one more room of wizrobes here. We have 2 of them. No! Okay, we're good. Everything's fine. I think it's these 2. Yeah.
Yep, left and right.
If only I had them written in the guide and had that guide open in front of me.
I am your destiny. I weave the cloth of your quest.
There we go. And on to fight Malmord here. So I didn't really touch on it too much, as I'm possibly dying here. All the bosses do have some RNG to them, but not on every boss will we see the RNG. So for like Malmord here at the start, I actually know exactly where the boss is going. And I'm able to position myself to get that, and it's great that I did that first try like that, because I haven't practiced it. Alright, cutscene!
Bravo! Once again you have proven you are worthy of your quest. Hurry now. Waters of healing and renewal await you. Remember, to look for the great sea island to the south.
Alright, that was a pretty good Shrine of Destiny. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So coming up, I have 2 options here. I could either take an intentional death or do what I'm actually going to do and save and quit. They're both around the same amount of time. This is because we want to go back to the start of the game. We're going to exit. Save and quit. And do I have any important notes for this part of the run, Mendez?
It should be fine as long as you've not forgotten the Vial of Wind.
Again.
Again. Alright,
I need to bold that in my note.
You didn't forget it. It's fine.
Yeah. Alright, so here, back at the start. If I hadn't gotten that Vial of Wind earlier, I could get it right now. That's kind of in my way.
You know,
so we need to go basically... Fair. We basically need to go a few screens south of where we are. We're gonna get there through a tunnel that we actually walked by earlier, but had no use for. I'm also going to collect another optional heart container. There's honestly a part of me that feels like I don't need it, but as soon as I thought that, I remembered what shrine is next, and no, I need like 20 more of them. Shrine of Water is horrible. It might be the worst shrine. Don't ask me what that harp does.
I think we did like look it up at some point, right? But I don't remember what it does.
I don't remember. I remember accidentally getting it in a recent run. After I went back for the Vial of Wind that I definitely didn't forget. You know why? I don't need to fight these. I could skip them. I'm getting a heart container. That said, while I do this, Bland, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, just a little reminder for the bid war intensives. We actually have 2, one being for the Spin Rhythm XD run, which will feature a extra little bonus remix showcase, and that ends at the end of the current run. And then we also have the bid war for Metro excuse me, Metro Gravity, and that is for the earlier mentioned outfit bid. So that's all I have to say, but I'm really invested in this run. It's goofy. I don't know what else to say. It's
Yeah, I was wondering what your thoughts were on this monstrosity.
yeah, no, as someone that, like I said, I love Nintendo and I love Zelda. I'm kind of a fake fan because I haven't played. Um, I I don't know what else to say, but you're doing a great job with explaining everything so far, and it's making it really easy for someone like me who has never played to follow along. So thank you so much, and
Thank
both of
you.
you guys are doing great.
Yeah, I'm glad you're able to follow
Yeah.
along. I do try to explain this pretty decently, while at the same time having fun. Mendez, were you saying something there?
No. I was just saying, yeah, it's been a good run so far. We're just gonna take the raft here over to the 5th shrine.
Yeah,
and
nothing
yeah,
in the way.
We can do that because you didn't forget the Vial of Wind again.
Ever. We do have a monster here to take care of. That's trying to do me in there. Right, so
it seems to be trying to join you on the raft there.
Yeah, really. The Shrine of Water, there's a lot of difficult parts to it. During chunks of it, there's gonna be times I'm just running through the enemies. There's gonna be spikes coming through the walls that are trying to kill you, randomly appearing. And if you stop to kill stuff on the screen, you're dead. Look real quick, you see Zelda gets moved to the center of the raft when we arrive on the island. So there's actually no point in trying to line yourself up to get off of it quicker. It doesn't work.
Yeah. The actual layout of this shrine is extremely linear, right? It's just there's a lot of enemies all over the place.
Honestly, the layout in most of the shrines is pretty linear. Not all of them, but most. Yeah, a lot of enemies in the way. There's invisible spikes. Or not invisible spikes. Wall spikes, whatever you want to call them. These enemies, I'm just going to run through. Do not stop to kill them. I do have an item here I'm going to collect. That plank of wood you might not have seen. There's going to be a lot of difficult enemies, one of which is coming up, the first of the Kelpies. But first we need to use that plank of wood we literally just got across this. Alright, and I am going to equip the Sapphire Ring. This is when those extra rubies are about to come in handy. Because otherwise we would be apparently taking damage. We would be stuck on the next screen hitting a Kelpie for quite a while. We don't want to do that. So this is Kelpie number 1.
I am the South Kelpie.
Nice dodge.
The South Kelpie.
To fight you for my mistress, the great Agwamda.
That was pretty good. So you can see all those extra rubies really paying off there. We have another one a bit later on that we're going to kill the same way. Just run, just run. I have to remind myself sometimes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to know what inspired you to start speeding this game in particular. Did you grow up with it, or?
No, the first time I actually saw this game was at a Zeldathon back like a decade ago, Zeldathon Relief. And I don't really have a good answer for this. I think it was one of those hee bad game, I want to like it, and I somehow did actually enjoy it. So shout out to all of them for showing that off. It took a long time until I was actually able to play it. I'm ashamed to admit this, but I will. I am not playing this on a CDI. Because I don't own one, it's expensive. I'd like to own one, but just not in the cards right now. But it is available on emulator, and it wasn't for a long time. So it wasn't until that was a thing that I was actually able to finally play this, and that was mid-2022, I believe. So it took years until I was actually able to play it.
I know you've come to steal the water of life. You shall not have it while I have substance to fill my form.
That is Aguanda. That'll be our next boss. So yeah, as soon as I was able to play it, I did. You technically could have played it sooner, but to my understanding, the game would just, or the emulator would crash if you died, and y'all might have noticed this is kind of a dangerous game. So yeah, it was kind of unavoidable. But speaking of dying, I'm hoping I don't die in the next part. We are most of the way through the shrine, however, we are coming up to the difficult portion right here. It's kind of an auto-scroller raft ride, but through enemies. So, fingers crossed, my health is not the greatest. But we're going to go, and you're probably going to hear a lot of speedrunner sounds. Okay. That's screen 1. That is actually one of the harder screens. I would not say the hardest. These all stayed out of the way. Nice. We have the third Kelpie.
I'm the East Kelpie. I bar the way to my mistress, the wonderful Aguanda.
They're just gonna stay over there.
Yes, she definitely bars the way. Mm-hmm.
Alright, the last of the hard screens.
Very
Are
nice.
you serious? that's the
Came through that
best
with
raft
no
ride I've ever had.
Yeah. For real.
Oh, that's amazing. I do want to point out, you might notice when I'm hitting enemies, sometimes they flash blue. That means, I believe that it's a weapon that won't do damage to them or won't do much damage. I don't know specifically which it is. It's like you're not meant to hit the Kelpies with the wand, but you can. I'm gonna hide in the corner on this boss, by the way, and that's not a joke, because that's what I found works the best. Just hanging out in the top left of the screen, trying to not take damage, or not take much damage at least. Okay, that was a Wanda. That was Shrine of Water.
That was an exceedingly smooth Shrine of Water.
Knock on wood, this has actually been a pretty good run. Like, that's the hard part's done. Alright, cutscene.
You have overcome great trials, but evil still looms over Ptolemac, Zelda. Stay true to your journey, for it will bring you closer to young Link, who lies captive to Ganon. I hear tell of a vast fortress, strength and power. Go forward bravely, and you will be victorious.
Yeah, I genuinely do find this game fun to play. It's why I submit so many marathons. We do have a Zelda CDI, I almost said Zelda Speedy Eye. Speedrunning Discord actually should be a good name.
Why is that not the
it.
name of the speedrunning Discord?
I know, right? Real quick, I am going to utilize this compass to Shrine 3. The first time we're going to utilize a compass in the overworld, and unequip it so I don't use it again, and then traverse to the next shrine. But yeah, it's full of great people. Lots of cool things going on. We have someone, believe it or not,
Come in, sit with me.
no, believe it or not, working on a randomizer for this game. Gosh, I hope it happens. I really want to see it. But yeah, we now have our long overworld trek to the next shrine. If either of you would like to talk for a bit and give my voice a bit of a break.
One moment. Just want to remind everyone why we're here. We're raising money for Go Rescue, a dog shelter in Hampton, Virginia. Go Rescue works to provide a haven to homeless dogs, giving them the time, care, and love they need to find not just any home, but the right home. And we have a bunch of open bid wars, such as the one for Metro. I keep on saying Metroid. Metro Gravity, and also one Uno Momento.
Yeah, clearly, we need to get Games Committee on getting a Metroid game in here.
Yes, please. Another game being Spin Rhythm XD. So check those out. I'll put exclamation point intensive in chat so y'all know where to look.
Alright, at this point, any enemies I killed are either in my way or I'm just trying to get some health. I do not need rubies. Because early on in the next shrine, I will actually get plenty of them and be good throughout the rest of the game. I'm stuck on a sign.
There must be a sign.
Get out of my way. I could, in theory, just damage boost on my way to the next shrine. There is another fairy fountain right outside of it that I might be hitting up. Just to top up on health. It's only 2 screens out of the way, although it does add some time into it. I'm absolutely not looking at my notes, so I hope I'm going the correct way. I am. This is the screen I wanted to see. No, I just held left. Oh good, I went down. I have this bad habit when I hold down on a D-pad of slightly holding it to the left as well. Makes things kind of rough. I'm gonna risk it and say I'm good on health.
Alright, shrine number 6.
Yeah.
Which shrine is this?
Shrine of Power.
Ah.
This is a very interesting looking shrine. We're going to be buying a number of items in it, including that ribbon.
Totally forgot if you mentioned this earlier, but have you run any of the other Zelda CDI games?
I have not. There were remasters, I think is what they were called, released of them. Not official. But I was never actually able to get them working on my computer. That said, I also only spent about 30 seconds trying, so I'm pretty confident if I cared enough, I could. But they absolutely are stuff I'd like to play. Real quick, I want to show this off. This is a mini game here. Go down. And I'm good on rubies.
Beautiful.
I just won a bunch from that. That's why we're good on rubies for the rest of the run. I don't think I hit that. There we go. I'm glad I noticed. Okay. This is actually like the one shrine I do reference my notes in. Unfortunately, I can't move stuff. I can't move stuff around in the menu, which is why I don't want to pick up those extra compasses or maps.
I do think thematically this is one of the most like interesting and unique like shrines in the game. It's like a jousting tournament type thing.
Yeah, jousting tournament. I think it's kind of meant to resemble like a fair of sorts.
Yeah.
Listen to this enemy real quick.
As someone who's new to speedrunning, how often do you look at your notes, and what do those typically look like?
For me, it depends on the game. There's only a couple of games in which I actually have notes for, this being one of them, and I actually just realized I should have shared it with you beforehand. Apologies for not thinking of that. My notes for this game contain, like, stuff I need to buy, what directions I'm going. That's mostly what I use it for in this shrine, is that exact reason. Just make sure I go the correct direction and don't forget and skip something. I do want the bow. But like, another game I heavily use notes in is Chrono Trigger, although I haven't run that in a while. There's a lot going on in that game, and I would not be able to remember all of it. No way.
There's too much game.
Pretty much. Another sliding block puzzle there. Real challenging. Alright, I believe we're coming up to...
They've got all the Zelda staples in here.
I do not want the raft. I did not want that either. What am I doing?
We hear a princess wandering the...
This is a fun little shrine to go through. I believe at this point I'm going to want this. another ticket of some sort, and I really couldn't tell you anything beyond that. There's like 3 different tickets in here, granting you access to various portions. Yes, I can lift a broadsword. I just threw it at your face, actually. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. I very much transitioned that screen in the wrong spot. So I'm probably going to die on the boss when I get there, as long as I can survive to the boss.
Yeah.
Only a couple screens more to go through, though. Go on.
I was just about to say, this is so weird seeing the player attack like non-monster enemies. Like you're fighting real people, and I don't think you do that in any of the other games as much.
I have to think about that. I'm not gonna think too hard on that while I'm doing this, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little
I just
thing
don't want to
noticed.
die here.
You got it.
Okay, we're good.
It's all just a friendly competition. It's fine. They signed up for this.
So I might not survive this boss. This boss takes a lot of hits, 22 in total. This is Ursor. But I'm going to try. I missed some hits there. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate because I did take a hit. I missed so many hits. So that means I'm not going to be as familiar with the pattern shortly. That's 15. We're winging it. Wow, okay.
Winging it works. Winging it works.
Oh!
Incredible.
Okay. Next Celestial Sign right here.
A shout of triumph in the teeth of the impossible. You are drawing close, but your journey will carry you far to the northwest, where many say there's a rumble in the earth and a glow of fire.
Okay. And now we'll begin the path to the last shrine. For reference, there should be about less than 10 minutes in this run. Or around 10 minutes, unless I die in Shrine 7, which I've definitely never done, and certainly won't later tonight. I mean, how could that be a thing, right?
Yeah.
Right. I was using the second compass to warp to Shrine of Illusion. Now we have just a short overworld track onto the 7th shrine, which you would think would be the most difficult. It's not. It's honestly, even for someone that's never played this game, probably the easiest shrine out there. There's a lot of empty rooms. It's like they were just trying to finish the game at that point. I just want a bit of health. That's fine. I want to point out that I'm not taking much in the way of damage from these enemies. Earlier on in the run, these would absolutely like nuke me from full to nothing. But at this point, having cleared 6 shrines, my defense is high enough that it's mostly okay. So I'm not too worried about taking some damage here. I don't want to take too much. Technically, if I wanted to, there is a heart container coming up in the overworld.
Not everyone here is...
I've never gotten it, and I don't intend on doing it today. Please, there we go. I want to say there's 2 more heart containers left in the overworld. I forget where the other one is, though.
Do you think it would be...
follow me. Go ahead.
Do you think it would be possible to do a hitless run of this?
For someone, yes. For me, no.
That is something I would love to see.
Oh my gosh, no.
I am not volunteering.
You still need to just play through the game.
True.
Alright, these enemies at this point will start doing damage. I am not grabbing any rubies if I can control myself. And here is the entrance to the Shrine of Fire. Please. There we go. I was starting to doubt myself.
Your commitment to your quest is tested.
Okay, so 4.5 health. I do kind of want to get some more health throughout this. I don't want to die. Obviously.
Be gone. I, blacksmith, have my work to do.
You know what?
Ooh.
Let me just take the
Yeah.
intentional death now. That was absolutely unintended. I'd rather die very early on in the shrine, because you do spawn with full health.
That was a big chunk of health.
Yeah, that's fine. That happened early on. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Be gone.
At least it's not like most Zelda games where you only get 3 hearts after you die in a dungeon.
I was literally just thinking that as I spawned in.
It's one of the few areas where this game's quite generous.
Yes. I can't believe we just said that about this game. I just want these out of my way. Grab the extra health. Yeah, and as mentioned, I do not need any more rubies. I will still be utilizing the weapons that could use them, including a weapon we'll get later on. But just, I have plenty. I have 200. It paid off having the extra, because I did use a lot in Shrine of Water. But I definitely still had more than I needed. So that is a chunk of time loss I had. At this point, I'm just trying to skip some enemies as well. Because I did mention that's something I need to get better at. So just worrying about the stuff that's in my way, or flying away, or stuff that is blocking my path. I would have liked that heart, but I should be fine without it.
Further you will not go. You have not the fire in the belly to do else but obey me.
Hi, Warbane. Thank you for a very powerful weapon. Why you gave that to us, I don't know. But we'll take it. That is the boss of the shrine.
Gives it you. That's
yeah, not sure why, but we'll take it. You see all of these empty rooms. You see me getting stuck on a wall.
Alright, we're
you see whatever
very
this
close
is.
to the end of the shrine.
Yes. And then we have the boss rush to end it all before Ganon. The spoilers, Ganon's the final boss. You probably figured that already, based on the start of the run. Didn't need that ruby, but it was in the way.
Is now a good time for a donation?
Go for it. This is probably the last chance you will have during this run.
Awesome. So we have...
Go with whatever you'd like.
We have $10 from John Nintendo, and he says, well, excuse me, princess.
If you've not seen Link Faces of Evil or Zelda Wands of Gamelon and the cutscenes in those, you need to. I would like to quickly thank everyone that has donated, especially during this run or watched during this run or anything. Something to show off here after this enemy. This is using the gold necklace that we got in the last shrine. How did I suddenly face up? I don't know. Alright, so this is no glitches allowed. We're not going to do a glitch here. That said, we are still going to walk through a wall that is missing collision and just skip the boss.
Yep.
You can do that casually. Alright, the last celestial sign. Oh, wait.
Zelda, life is always one order more horrifying than you expect. The great evil Ganon spoiled your victory. Make haste. Do not let him out of your sight.
Alright, and we're falling into Ganon's lair. Alright, so here we go. We have our boss rush to end the game. First thing I would like to do is equip my wand. First boss is Lort. You're going to be fighting basically miniature, weaker versions of all the bosses. Asterisk on all. So, Lort took 3 hits. I'm not sure what that thing is, honestly. It's just kind of here. Next boss here will be Pasquinade. Another 3-hit boss. You can hear the music. We're actually getting the music from those shrines. I now need to equip the feather, because of course we have Avian next. 1 hit.
Immediately dead.
Nice.
So this boss rush kind of takes a lot out of you. You're probably kind of weak at this point. So from Almord, they took pity on you. Here's all these dragonflies that are dropping all of these hearts. Real tough one. Now we're going to switch to that hammer that Warbane graciously gave us. And we have Agwanda first up, who's juking me.
I love me a good boss rush.
Of course, the next boss after Agwanda, everyone remembers, it was definitely the one we just saw on Warbane. We never fought Ursor, that doesn't exist.
Yep. Not even good enough to get into the boss rush at the end. That's a shame.
Yeah. Alright, and that is the boss rush. Now we are on to the final fight. 10 hits, and then it'll be time. And of course, this thing following us around. What could it be? None other than Ganon.
Oh my god, it was Ganon the whole time!
So this is a known pattern. Ganon's going in. That's 8 hits. It should just be 2 more hits and then it'll be time. Time.
And that's time.
That was pretty good. I don't have splits up, but I feel pretty good about that run. I am going to show up a tiny bit of this ending here. Ganon just disappears in a tornado of some sort. The world starts falling apart. And you might remember, why were we doing all this? What was our goal? Mendez, do you remember what our goal was?
It was to remember the Vial of Wind.
There. Our other goal, however, was rescuing someone. A very important person. We needed to rescue Link, and there he is. That is Link.
Does he have green hair?
I don't know.
It's his signature green hat.
Oh my gosh. What was my time on that, if you happen to have it?
1 hour and 11 minutes and 26 seconds.
Your courage and strength.
How did this compare to my PB? I'm not even sure.
Now your work is done.
I'm gonna go look. Now that I think about it.
But first, remember, lessons of the heart.
I mean, it was a pretty smooth run. There were
You said 1:11:26?
Yep.
That's a PB.
That's a PB.
Let's go.
We got a PB.
Yeah, by less than a minute, but that is a PB.
Congrats.
Wow.
Thank you. I was feeling good about that run. The parts I was most worried about went really well.
Yeah,
and it shows.
how smooth the Shrine of Water went, like, that was a huge part of it.
Yeah.
I don't think we got any, like, late deaths in dungeons. There's a couple of, like, very early intentional ones, but...
Yeah, I had the death I took in Shrine 7, Shrine of Fire. I did take the one death relatively early on in Shrine of Air. Other than that, I think they were all intentional. Well, okay, one death at the start as well. But, yeah, overall, I'd say it's a good run. Heck yes, I'm thrilled. Mendez, do you have any shout-outs you'd like to do?
Just, like, shout out to this game generally. Play this game, it's amazing. I really need to play this game, like, properly. I stream over at twitch.tv/Mindezi, but, yeah, other than that, not particularly. Yourself?
What about you, Final?
Yeah, thank you. Shout-outs again to the Zelda CDI speedrun community, or Zelda Speedy Eyes. I need to refer to it from now on. Can't believe I hadn't thought of that before. Great people helped me out with this. It's a fun community. Definitely recommend checking it out. Watching runs of the other games from the CDI. And the other games in this marathon, because we got plenty more coming up. Don't we, Bland?
Yeah, we do. But before we switch off here, I got a couple questions, and I'm assuming everyone has the same questions in chat. But when are you guys both going live again? And do you guys have any events coming up? We'd love to know.
I don't stream much anymore, although I am working on getting better at that. Over at twitch.tv/Finalflame, doing speedrun content, or most recently a lot of randomizer content. In terms of events, a great question.
What about you, Mendez?
Yeah, I think this is actually it for now.
Yeah, I stream occasionally, but I'm on a bit of a hiatus at the moment. I mostly do puzzle solving. I'm hoping to come back very, very soon, though. As far as other events, I ran Pokemon Crystal Randomizer at UKSG yesterday, so check out the VOD for that if you want to see more of my stuff with Ori Sky. But I don't have anything else particularly planned, so hopefully soon I'll be able to get something on the schedule.
Looking forward to both of your comeback streams, and thank you so much again. You both made a wonderful team, and this was my first run having someone help with notes, so I really admire that, and thank you so much again for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Really appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
And we're gonna go BRB, and we'll get ready for the next run. So take care.